So it's now been over a year since I bought this 2004 Mustang GT. I originally bought it for a parts car and then I decided to fix it. And when I bought it, it was wrecked really bad, as you can see. And it's been quite a transformation. And since I've put the car back together, I've driven it about 10,000 miles and I've had it for about a year of driving with the broken windshield that it's had. And that's kind of funny to me because so many people care about the broken windshield. That's like the only thing people say about when they see the car. I guess that means I did a good job fixing it. But when I bought it, the whole front windshield was shattered. Something must have hit it in the accident. And it's been a little bit annoying to have a broken windshield, but it wasn't really broken right in my side of view in the driver's seat. It was more towards the center of the windshield with the damage, and I'll show you some more of the damage here. I have some up-close pictures of it, but you can see that a broken windshield was the least of my worries back when I was putting this car back together. And when I did get it running, I was just happy that it drove and, putting the money towards a new windshield is like, $360 for the non-Ford one was just kind of like on the bottom of my priority list. And there's a part of me that liked the fact that it still was waterproof. It still protected me from the wind and the cold air, the elements. Like the windshield still performed its job perfectly. And so yeah, it was a little ugly, but it wasn't anything that I really worried about. And I was surprised at how many people would look at the car and just be like, whoa, what happened to your windshield? And I'm like, well, it was like that when I bought it. And to me, I didn't think it was that noticeable. I mean, compared to what the car used to look like. And, I actually left the car at my friend's house and he went and parked it out on the street. And he has a bunch of Mustangs. And the neighbors saw it parked on the street, and it was between his house and the neighbor's house. And the neighbor came out when I went to get the car, and they said, "Oh, this is your car?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Oh, well, we almost called the police because we thought somebody ditched this car in the neighborhood. It has a broken windshield, so it must be some rundown car that some, drug addict or somebody owns. Or maybe it was stolen and ditched in their neighborhood." And I'm just like, give me a break. It was parked on the street by your house for one night, and your neighbor has a bunch of Mustangs, and you've seen me over here all the time. You must know that it belongs to the neighbor. Anyway, I guess it bothered other people more than it bothered me, and I didn't really care. But one thing is for sure, having it broken like that for a year and driving it around, it definitely was something that I was looking forward to getting fixed. My wife didn't want to drive the car with her friends and take people places in it with a busted up windshield because it made her feel like the car was not as nice, and she was kind of embarrassed of that. She'd park over here in the awning when she'd go to work, kind of farther away. So I understand, but the cool thing is when you go with something like this for a year, you really appreciate it when you fix it. And when I'd get in my other Mustangs, I noticed how clear it was looking at the windshield. So it was definitely something I was looking forward to. And I finally decided it's time to do it. And, I don't like making appointments. And, I'd call and they say, okay, we can get to it next week. Then I'd just be unmotivated to get it fixed, and plus the cost involved and everything, so I'd let it go. And I also thought, well, I might as well just wait till a rock hits the windshield again, because it's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen to a new windshield or be scraping ice off of a new windshield. But there's also the point that must be made that you're going to be driving the car every day, you might as well enjoy it. If you're going to pay for it, you might as well get it done. So here it is at the glass shop, and here's the guy driving it into the bay. I watched it from across the street. It's always weird to see someone drive your own car, but it sure looked really good. So I couldn't be there for it, but I came back a few hours later, and here it is. Look how good it looks. Man, that looks so good. I'm very happy with it. The guy did a great job. I told him I was kind of concerned about losing the little hardware that holds the A-pillars on the insides. I've had Mustangs that got new windshields and found out that they lost the hardware and stuff. And so he was really good, and he did a fantastic job. He really did, and he was the best price in town. So that looks good. I took off the windshield wipers because I like driving and seeing the whole hood scoop and the back of the cowl of the hood and stuff. So it's just kind of cool to see. And so here we are, just driving around with a new windshield. And so, like I was saying, it's really nice to have it on there, and I can enjoy it every time I get in the car, and it's something I went without, so now I get to enjoy having a nice clear windshield to look through. So I've been waiting a year for this. It's kind of the biggest thing I wanted to do to the car, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.